Okay. Hey everybody, this is LP Games, and welcome back to the next episode of our First Impression series. Should be episode 23, I think. And today we're going to be checking out My controller stops being nuts here. What's going on here? The controller keeps disconnecting. Is that the game doing this? I think the game is disconnecting my controller. I think I quit. Now let me try and figure this out really fast. Yeah, no, it's not the cable. Get the cable back in, it's fine now. I think Pyre was actually KOing the controller. This is a game made by Supergiant Games, same people that made Hades. We're going to be checking it out today. This loading screen looks kind of broken, to be honest, so there might be something wrong with the game. I think there is. Let's go to let me go do some stuff really quick here. Let's see if we can get, let me turn this to borderless. And, okay. Wow, yeah, no, the controller won't stay connected. Well, we're gonna knock off a point for that. Let me see if I can find something about that. Well, this is new now. Oh, right, because we're in Chrome. Or not Chrome, we're in Steam. We gotta do it down here. So. Pyre, Steam, controller won't stay connected. Ah. So this is not only a me problem. The game hasn't got switch button keyboard drive. Use Steam configuration for non-Steam controllers. Is that an option in game or? Well, I'll play it on keyboard then. I'm not gonna spend time trying to get that to work. But that's interesting. We actually have multiple. Cool. Interact set to default similar to action strategy first-person games. That's interesting. Why would you use queer for? Well, queer, whatever this is. QW. That's a bit of a that's a bit of a debate right there. You know, you got WASD, and then you got the pronunciation of this is a very specific pronunciation. Why would I don't know? Action adventure, action strategy games. I guess like for QWER, who uses QWER to move around in any game? Period. I mean, maybe if you have a game where you don't move with the keyboard, you move with the mouse, and this is like your ability keys, maybe. That's not an action strategy game. That's an RTS game, though. They haven't labeled it correctly here. Either way, okay, whatever. Unfortunate that the controller doesn't work. What options we got here? Brightness, cursor speed, sound effects, voice.
That sleep below.
Subtitles on.
Canyons open wide.
Game assist. Is this a first-person shooter game? Wait, like I said, I have no idea what this game is, genre or otherwise. I didn't look at the Steam page at all. So this should be this is gonna be interesting. There's a pretty limited option set, which is not too surprising, I guess. There's a versus mode and a campaign mode. Let's go to campaign mode. We'll do a new profile. So, what to expect on this? So, if this is an FPS game, we're looking at game mechanics, shooting mechanics, looking at the sound effects, and maybe it's story. Everything else is kind of superfluous. If it's not that, if it's a more like a roguelite, more similar to maybe the Hades style of gameplay, then it's going to be gameplay mechanics. Everything else is extra or superfluous to that. The story would be good too, but it's not really needed for a roguelite. But I don't think this is a roguelite. So far, things to me are sounding more like these. This might be like some sort of third-person or first-person shooter. This loading screen is definitely broken, though. There's no way this is supposed to look like this. There's no way. And like the bottom of the screen's kind of jacked up too. Like it doesn't fit the full entire screen. This game has some bugs in it. Oh, so it actually waits for you to do an input to get that going. Not necessarily a good feature. Okay, audio. For days in the downside brought slow, lonesome. Oh, nice! I like this. The vast purgatory into which the Commonwealth casts convicts and enemies. None have been known to return from the Forsaken Land. I like that you have this kind of thing where you have more information. That's one of the things I liked about, Golden Sun, Dark Sun, whatever that one was, on the 3DS, was that you can click on the thing in the screen and it would pop up that information. So that's cool. I like that. Brought slow, lonesome agony. Now, Zelaya yielding to the elements, something rumbles into view. 3 shapes emerge, each clad in strange attire. I'm gonna get my Western-sounding thing on here. It definitely has a Western feel to it. The music does. Okay. Masked woman. Another piece of filth expelled from the Commonwealth. Proud country risen from the ashes of a fallen empire, home to a multitude of ethnic groups, founded on principles of mercy and kinship, whose exact meaning evolved through many centuries. Exact meanings evolved through many centuries. Masked something. So you're right on schedule. What did I tell you? He told us we would find someone alive. Someday. Said we'd find someone alive someday. And it's not today, I guess. Don't be alone. You know, I see you frowning underneath that mask.
Persona te tamo.
Masked man. It looks like he's breathing. Masked wanderers presume you are male. Interact to change this. Oh, cool. You actually can interact with this thing to... I like that. It's kind of cool. So it allows you to put yourself more correctly into the game, I guess. It's cool. Nice little feature there.
Sugri now.
Seems he still is. And stand aside. Shall send him to a better place. Damn. He's a he? Can you people just tell? Masked creature?
Tereulios.
Hang on. Markings on his rags. I think he's one of them.
Mazambushan.
But look at him. It's beyond our help, and we're beyond his. Broken, shaking, starving, probably diseased. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that there, chum. See you on the back. See you back at the wagon. Indeed, days grow dim. You have a best an hour.
Listos.
Understood. It won't be long. After the others leave, the man turns towards you and begins unfastening his mask.
Cogita perdeos tamashe.
Okay, actually it's human. What is Waka doing in this game? Hello, my friend. Don't care who you are or what you did. None of that matters anymore. All of us were equal nothings here. You're parched and he gives you a drink. You ache and he binds your wounds. You hunger and he gives you food. Little by little it helps.
Sina matuchem.
There. Turns out you're tougher than you look. Name's Hedwin. One of the three masked wanderers who found you cling to life on the downside. Now come on. He sends no ill intent as he helps you up and leads you back to an old black wagon. Old black wagon. Why's that one word? Nothing like the stately vessels that paraded Commonwealth criminals through the alabaster streets. Edwin beckons you to enter the black wagon. Is this an adventure game? Why the WASD though? Weird. The weather-beaten wagon is as much a mess inside as out. See the masked woman and the talkative creature taking stock in the ancient-looking books.
Decretanaste.
I'm back.
Agnosenta.
And with a guest. She listens to clasps on her mask.
Su gravitas ta.
Maybe not quite so human. You may call me Jodariel. She's the most imposing of the three master wanderers who find a cling to life. Born a woman. And as for myself, someone struggles with his mask. Jodariel soon assists him. Dog? What the hell? Ow. He has a mustache. That is to say, you may regard me by the name of Rookie Greentail. Rookie Greentail. Whoops. Such pleasantries out of the way, the horned woman then motions to the others, glances along, you sidelong as she speaks.
Tereso.
Can he do it?
Sala haladian.
Hope so. I haven't asked him yet. What? Then what are we waiting for? Hey, chum, nice meeting you and all, but tell me something. You know how to read or what? Ask if you're a reader. One who can derive meaning from text. Literacy has been prohibited for centuries. Those with knowledge of the old ways violate the law of the land. We're gonna admit it. Yes, I can read. Over time, you managed to learn some of the old ways inside the Commonwealth decree. Confirm their suspicions. There's no use in trying to hide it now. Well then, glory days. Because it just so happens, my associates and I, we got ourselves nice material here for someone just like you.
Ligaratus.
Reader, stop. You still live thanks to us. We ask you for something modest in exchange. Open one of those books back there and tell us what it says.
Cogitenta.
Sorry to put you on the spot like this, my friend. This is kind of weird though. Like, what? So they can't read, so they don't want to know if they're actually, if you're telling them the truth, right? It's kind of a strange thing. Exiles indicate the books in their possession. Have a look. intricate sigil. Sigil of some sort set in the wagon's floorboards. Can't sense its purpose. Lone minstrel. Figure sits very still in the corner of the wagon. Now is not the time to check on him. Closed door. Black Wagon's common room must be back there, though you do not feel very welcome now. Old arraignments. Colorful robes of ceremonial. Can't talk. Colorful robes and ceremonial masks adorn one of the wagon's walls. Side door. Beyond lies the boundless downside. Even if you could run, you wouldn't get far. Strange book. One of several such heavy, ominous volumes. The exile seemed very interested in them. You pick up one of the old and heavy volumes, bound in the materials you don't recognize. Forward. Former welcome, undersigned by the 8 scribes. You, dear reader, are an exile of the downside. Oh wow, it actually highlights the text too. That's kind of cool. Such as we, the 8 who wrote this book of rights. That you possess it and have the capacity to glean its words is testament enough to your potential. Thus we reveal a path from this forsaken place to freedom. A homecoming in glory. The stars themselves shall be your guide, ere the turning of the year's first solstice. Seek the nearest longitude beneath the brightest of eight as they align as shown. Interesting. Arrive as a triumvirate clad in the raiments of the rites bearing this book. Oblige the voice that tells you more. Oh, it gives you, okay, so you can actually see the text and not that font. Well, that's a good accessibility feature. Book describes a complicated method through which exiles can return to the Commonwealth. The words swim through your mind as headwind gets your attention.
Chi sentirna?
Well, friend, what does it say? It says, "Fark off." Then your vision starts to fade and blur. You feel your body weaken and give out. Game over. No, it'd be funny if it was, though.
Reader, dare you tamper with forbidden knowledge? So soon after your sentence into exile. 'Tis true what the book says. You can be free again. Perhaps not you yourself, but someone worthy of the privilege. You witness now the path toward salvation. You witness the rights, the one way to return to glory. Though in your case, I hardly think it possible. Yet, by the grace of the scribes, it is my duty to inform you anyhow.
Hello, Shay.
Edwin works. Oh, she's a massive character, damn.
Gloricasta.
So it is true.
Oh man.
Yeah, but what now? And where'd the reader go?
Peretusta.
He should still be out there. For now, we have to put our faith in him.
Baroshla.
He could abandon us.
Ratanas.
He won't. Look upon the 3 of them from beyond as Hedwyn then calls out to you.
Audire se.
Reader, we aim to free ourselves. We will not grow old and die in the downside. And now, I swear to you, when we get out of here, you're going to come with us. But first, we need your help. Show us the way. Freedom. Focus all your mental faculties to do as Hedwyn asked.
A celestial orb falls from the heavens when the time is nigh.
Used to approach it.
Exiles conduct the rites as a triumvirate, for they must prove their trust in one another, not just in themselves.
Press space to pass the orb. Hold space to pass to room.
The three must act as one.
Hold shift to sprint. Your exile's abilities are shown here. W.
Now plunge into the pyre with the orb and be purified. Yes, the exile rookie has the way of it. Whoever steps into the flame is banished for a time. His or her cohorts must make do on their own.
Interesting.
Oh, but it is not so simple. In the rites, you shall face adversaries whose own freedom is at stake. Beware the aura that surrounds them, as they shall beware yours.
That's interesting.
The aura is your wrongdoing. Accept it as a part of you.
Huh.
Cast your aura like a stone. Correctly done.
This is kind of cool. Wow.
Again. Just so. A glorious performance, I admit. More than I expected from the likes of you. Grasp the orb once more. The orb absorbs the aura, then the orb quenches the flame. Now I say jump. Leap with all your strength. Not quite. Into the flames.
There we go. That was weird. Rookie has returned.
Now snuff out the adversary's pyre whilst yours yet burns. Oh, you poor thing.
Interesting.
Splendid. Oh, my word. Now, take it.
Yeah,
Vanished one and all. The orb. Splendid.
So your goal, I guess the goal is to try and
The rite is
Okay.
complete. There,
so your goal is to
dear
take
reader.
over your enemy's
Now
pyre,
you
essentially.
understand.
And it's
Or
kind of
do
a
you? This was but a
Rochambeau sort of
glimpse
thing.
of that which lies ahead.
so character
I would tell you to
size
turn
matters
back.
for aura on touch.
Cast down your hope. But all those such as you never listen.
This is interesting. The others are still picking themselves up as you awaken. Well, that was something.
No minor ras.
That was our way out. So now we just follow the stars, or what? Supposedly. Reader, come, let us regard the night. Tutorial leads you outside, where a clear night sky awaits. Now, show us before the howlers catch our scent. Or shall the rites commence? Ancient ritual competition through which the worthiest exiles regained their freedom. The 8 scribes gave their freedom so that we may yet have ours. Prayer from the Book of Rites. Caprist, the Olden Star, star of the Moon Stag Hunter. Those born under it are ambitious, although also discontented. Goal, the South Star. The South Star burns spread over a massive ridge of stone, much further than the naked eye can see. Geminian, the Olden Star, star of the First Empress. Those born under it seek knowledge and new experiences. Hmm. 200 leagues due east, the right of goal, the ridge of gold. According to the stars, the next rite shall soon commence here. Fossil remains of a serpent titan, slain by Golothian, yet loom over those living in the shadow.
Concilia.
Great. We're supposed to be there. Be there when exactly? Very soon, according to the stars. You should be able to arrive in time if you make haste.
Indaratarios.
And we best get started. Oh, this ought to be good for a few laps at least. What do you say, Jody? Jodariel returns to you, studying you. Reader, do not deceive us. Pray we make good use of our remaining time. What she means is, glad to have you aboard, chum.
Kereamios.
We're counting on you, my friend. See you inside. Freedom, the rights are key. Are the key. So let's take it. Well, exiles await you in the wagon. Downside Prairie. Driving Downside Prairie, one of the downside's only verdant regions, only gets less hospitable as you pass further north, where the road ahead is forked. Lacks a consensus about which way to proceed. Telling you we gotta take the northern pass. I got an associate holed up in Hollow Route. Got to pay a visit to besides. Northern route to the Ridge of Gold goes through a small exile encampment. Every so often, tempests come and scour away the huts and hovels, but they always crop back up.
Toss it.
Fine, your associate. Best head to Blooming Pool to avoid attention. Southern route to the Ridge of Gold goes through a humid area pocked with hot springs. Runoff from the sandfolds means no bathing in the springs, so they're just there to mock you. Okay. And get stuck in a bog while we're at it. The dispute commences as Hedwin listens for a while. What if the reader settled this? He marks the way. We can get us there. If these rites are meant to test our faith, we'd best learn to trust the readers and the saints on our path. No second guessing him along the way. Can I live with that for now? Yeah, sure. If necessary. That's settled. Point the way, my friend. Stars guide us through you. Weigh the options. As you pass through the little area, you hear boisterous voices coming from what looks like to be a public house. Now we can see this. Ricky Green is an opportunistic, a well-connected cur still clinging to his once comfortable lifestyle. Ricky stumbles from it, holding something in his palms. Oh, hey chum, just wrapping up a real important exchange back there. Hang on to this for me, will you? I'll have to drop it off if we head further north. Plain parcel. Can't tell what's inside. Black Wagon grinds to a stop at the base of the Ridge of Gaul. The others ask you to assist in making preparations for nightfall and the commencement of the rites. Greentail family portrait. Reasonable likeness of a younger rookie with his mother and uncle nearby. Seems to have something on his mind.
Buona, frati.
Hey chum, appreciate you taking us up through Hollow Root back there.
Me proxesilam.
About that, I'm certain the parcel will fetch us an adequate price in the slug market. Crude trading posts found the downside. Commonwealth contraband sometimes finds its way into the downside where it's traded and sold. Surely we could have procured some sort of rare fungus had we gone the other way.
Just had a easing.
As much as I love the idea of procuring rare fungus there, Jody, except we wouldn't go around second-guessing our good chum's decisions, right? Dariel says nothing in response, but soon changes the subject.
Soldiamente mo.
Nightfall soon. Come along, Greentail. We have much left to prepare. Two of them soon go about rummaging through the raiments and books strewn about the wagon, leaving you to your own devices. Edwin's cooking tins. Passes for cooking supplies on the downside. Edwin does most of the cooking. Drive imp. Creatures such as this must have been bred to push the black wagon along. In the common room, you may review various notes and observations about your fellow exiles and the respective paths toward enlightenment and the rites. Affects the damage up to a Pyre. Okay, so he does 20 damage to the Pyre when he drops in it. One's worth in the eyes of the scribes. Attribute affects aura size. Okay. Speed, obviously. And one's capacity to see lighted things. Duration of banishment, okay. Wanders the downside in search of a way to regain his freedom and return to his home. Those are in a straight line. High jumps to evade adversaries' auras. Runs much faster for a short time. Race Nomad. Common folk cast from the Commonwealth and destructive name, home, and title. They came from all directions toward the Commonwealth, where they last settled. Some of them. Past occupation outrider. They ensured the high wing remnants. Remnants never flew far from their mountain nests. Those who served on the blood border were taught to always watch the skies. Astral sign unknown. Do not know his astral sign. Crime unknown. Motive unknown. Year exiled unknown. He's the one who nursed you back from the brink after finding you in the downside. His genial manner suggests a life. An exile has not yet broken the spirit. Wears a bronze clasp identical to that of Jodariel, suggesting the two of them may have met before their exile. He has not yet revealed what he did to earn his sentence. Nightwing's cargo. Talisman pocket. Potential masteries. Nothing in there. Glory 30, Quickness 6, Presence 23, 9 Hope. Demon. She's a grim, long-time resident of the downside, grown accustomed to surviving there. Cast, jump, rush. Race demon. People who survived in exile long enough to be transformed by it, in body, if not in spirit. All are welcome here, save demons such as you, from the sentencing of Chief Physician Orleach. Past veteran. Past occupation veteran. Everyone served on the Commonwealth's blood border. Those who excelled remained. Clashes with the High Wing remnants were frequent, though the greatest wars had passed. Unknown. Swift dog-like creatures known for their loyalty, optimism, and appreciation for simple things. The Alpha Chiefs would later say their kind weren't soft no sooner than they had joined the Commonwealth. Trafficker. Dealing with contraband for long enough can lead to making many strange acquaintances. What remains is now the fallen empire's old and tarnished currency is still of value to some. Seems to be the most well-connected of the masked wanderers who found you, and knows something of the land. His rather opportunistic disposition and his ostentatious clothing suggests a lucrative background in the mercantile business. Even still, you do not know yet for sure if he did what he did to earn a sentence. What was her plan? She seems to be responsible for the Black Wagon's security. Creatures suggest she's lived in exile for much longer than the others. Her grim outlook and the fact that she still wears a bronze clasp with the Commonwealth blood border suggests a military background, though what she did to earn her sentence you do not know yet. So that's what that clasp is then. Okay. In the words of Gotholian, the Master General, you know perhaps the thrice cursed name of Solium Mur, Emperor of Saer, the first exile on my liege. This chapter concerns him and those who found him on the downside. Each of us was sent to take his life. Such was the hatred for him in and around this country. Yet we found in Solium Mur a man transformed in body and in spirit. A man deserving of much more than mercy. In time he named us all his scribes, and he became the 8th. It is my greatest honor now to share with you his deeds. To know his story is to know the rights. Ah. Alright, let's do one more of these. We'll get this thing a rating. Starting falls, your fellow exiles stand together, clad in the raiments of the rites. Preparations are set. However, everything is still calm. It's still in calm. Soon they grow restless. Keep telling you there's nothing here. What a bunch of idiots we are. We traveled all this way for nothing.
Cognaremunca.
I don't think we did. Look up. Maybe that isn't broken then. Maybe it's supposed to look like that. That's interesting. Because it looks like it's like a jacked up loading screen.
Frida!
I mean, that's not
The
messed up at all.
stars align at last. You reach the Ridge of Gaul at the appointed time, and your triumvirate is ready. Your
This is a
adversaries in the rites this eve shall be the accusers. Whose ever pyre yet burns once the other is extinguished shall step closer to freedom. Now let the rites commence.
Stars align, your pyre burns bright across from your pen, spear several others clad in raiments, adversaries in the ranks.
Simquagre.
Everyone ready?
Non calpicra.
Let's hope so.
Tumaga
Be
verset.
still, we have a visitor. The one who she refers steps.
Yarusatemlo Samtia.
Last night at last the Nightwings grace us with their presence. Oh, that's our group, I guess. Name of the triumvirate in blue. It seems your fellow exiles have assumed their identity. See that reports of your demise have been exaggerated after all. Even I was beginning to think you were gone for good. Nobody moved, save for the man in the robed in gold, who passes his mask.
Ganza Schnall.
Surprised to see old Lendl again? Lendl again? Trust you remember my face, though. You must have assumed never to see it again after last time. He's the apparent leader of the exile triumvirate you encountered thirds of gold. Never had to come so close to freedom, only for you to dash my hopes. Now I and the accusers shall repay that affront. Shows his mask back on, takes position with his comrades. It's time. From shadows, you clutch the book of rites and focus on the task at hand.
Begin! A deftly thwarted drive. The orb!
Oh,
Shire. Sakratoras.
The orb!
damn. Oh man.
Alas
This is an
for
interesting
Lendl.
Oh man, come on. Nice.
How fine. Have the accusers underestimated you?
Lots of people around
Didn't see it coming.
there. Damn.
Spectacularly done.
Masuria Saventusta.
No, should not accept defeat from you again. Hear me, accuser. Stand your ground. Let your auras boil in rage.
It seems that you have flustered the accusers.
Tabas Namaina.
We're getting there. They've hunkered down.
Arunca.
We'll just have to run more circles around them.
Have you any idea what that Lendl did to deserve his exile?
Fling the orb into the pyre.
A daring display.
Interesting.
Flinging the orb into the flames like that. You elude banishment using such tricks. Ta-ta, Lendl.
I feel like I'm playing
Too
League.
bad for that one.
Just hiding behind stuff and like shoot enemies. This is an interesting game.
A banishment. Poof goes Lendl.
Crap.
Quite an
Damn.
exchange. Both banished. Spectacular! All of the accusers gone.
Damn. Wait, what am I? What's going on?
If I were that one, I'd be rather angry. Edwin plunged into their fire.
One. Damn. This is kind of
Once
insane.
more like that, and we are finished here. Oh, poor Ruby.
Damn.
Simply abhorrent. And it is done. You have prevailed.
That is
Rejoice
nuts. Actual
then
game.
in your
actual
single
gameplay that
fleeting
is nuts.
victory.
Holy hell.
Guron Salashe.
Your deceit may have earned you a hollow victory, but know this. These kids does not forget your wickedness. The next time we meet will be you'll rue the day. You'll rue the day.
Bask now in the wisdom of the scribes. The exiled Jodariel has gained enlightenment. Only the enlightened
Seem to
can
have stood worse than
regain
its
their
mess.
freedom.
Few, though few are strange. Choose a mastery. Long stride. After what was weird is that it seemed like it made me control a character that wasn't actually selected, and like the camera wasn't focused on. So I don't know if that's a bug or what. It's kind of weird though. Press shift to rush during a right. Interact to make sure the mastery. Brewers more ambitious. Predecessors assumed one culture after another in the name of their empire. So it gives you like a second rush. Okay. Relentless vigor. After banishing an adversary, it improves all stamina. Okay, so it gets stamina when you banish. Okay. Booms of the first exile. Sins of the Fallen Emperor. Rights of the Masteries enhancing a demon's strength and physical powers. As he fell into the downside, Emilar understood at last the consequences of his hedonistic reign. Rights, let's see, Demon Spirit, enhancing a Demon Spirit and will, sheer force of will. The Fallen Emperor moved past his many failings as a man, achieving selflessness in exile. I will go with
The demon scribe bestows his favor.
After the rites, the accusers disappear into darkness. As you return to the wagon in the night sky, you see a single star burn brighter than the rest, beckoning you onward. Interesting, okay. Does more damage the longer you hold it.
Smadonashe.
Alright, let's go ahead and give this game a rating. So, gameplay, design, and mechanics and such. This is a pretty wild game. I've heard people say that Supergiant is interesting because they make games that are very different from each other for every game, and that seems to be the case because this game is nothing like Hades. This game is nothing like Bastion. They did Bastion, I think they did Bastion. This game is nothing like Transistor. It's its own unique thing, which is kind of crazy. Which again just proves Hades was too popular because they're making a Hades 2 now. But this game is nuts. I like the dialogue mechanics are cool. I like how they have like the highlightable thing you hover over to show more information for like important terms. I like that it's like a point and click adventure sort of feel to it, but also has these other mechanics in too. And it's kind of a really interesting hodgepodge of game mechanics, and the actual gameplay battle sort of thing with the rights is insane. It literally feels like you're playing a version of like a League of Legends sort of game, like ARAM sort of game. Gameplay feels good. It feels, you know, when you get, you know, it feels like you're achieving something when you're playing that, and that's something that's really hard to do for certain gameplay styles, especially like that. Like when you set up certain situations where you screw over the enemy team really good, and you can like get the orb with the largest person over there to get the most damage. It's kind of cool. Throwing the orb into the thing over everybody, or jumping around them, or dashing around them. You know, it's really cool. The AI in the game is fairly decent, actually. Let's see what other mechanics we got. I guess that's kind of it. We got some other things too. We can unlock, you know, traits and upgrades and things over time as we get more experience during the rates. So I think I'll give this game a 8 out of 10 for game design and mechanics, because so far it seems pretty good. Not much to fault it. Not much fault with it. There's maybe some jankiness here and there with the rate system, but overall it seems pretty good. Art design. This game has a very distinct art style. Very kind of you know, you can see from this kind of very almost painted look, right? Like very heavily like palette kind of based, sort of. Or not palette. There's like a term for the way this is painted. The way this looks like a painted thing. I can't think of it though. It has that sort of look to it, which is really interesting. And then you have the way the sprites and stuff look, and the art looks in the actual rate itself too. Very, very stylistic game. It seems to have a lot of soul to it, if you will. Character designs are all very distinct. You have different races, they're all very different from each other. And just looks really good. The level design, so far we just had one right that we've done, but the way that it was designed was really, really good because it forced you into a lot of different situations based on like where you were and the enemies were and what was going on, who had the orb, who didn't, or where the orb was. Like having those obstacles in the way made you have to think about where to go and how to position yourself, and you can set up like ambushes and things too, which is kind of cool. Again, very League kind of inspired feeling stuff going on there, or at least whatever, you know, the genre that League is, not specifically League, but the genre League represents. Feels very influenced. This game does better. So everything about the art, level design, all that kind of stuff, pretty good too. We'll give a 7 out of 10 for that. Sound design and audio, voice acting and whatnot. We had some audio, we had some music in the background and stuff. There's a lot more just like an ambient stuff in this sort of mode when you're just talking to people. There isn't much real voice acting aside from the narrator person. Which is fine. The music during the rites is pretty intense and seems to pick up when you get to certain points, so it makes it even more intense, which is cool. It gets you more pulled into and involved with what's going And I liked how the announcer, the narrator was like poking fun at stuff that was happening during the raid. Like if you knocked out a character, said, "Well, so much for that guy for a while." That's kind of cool, and to have that extra level of interaction, right? So overall, audio design, sound design for this game, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Story is really interesting. There's a lot of lore built into the story. I can already tell just by all of the stuff they have talking about history and the places we are, the places we've been, all the extra information you can find on the hover stuff, stuff in the book. And again, this is a Supergiant game, so that if it didn't have that, I would have been surprised. Supergiant is really renowned for having really deep and detailed stories and game worlds, their games. So I expected to find that. So far it's pretty interesting. I like how they're setting up that the group that we are here actually isn't the group that these arraignments belong to. They found them or something. Potentially. Just like through the interactions we had just now with the stuff during that rite. And this is very interesting, and this whole setup is really interesting too. Like how they have to do this essentially trial by combat to win back their freedom sort of thing. It's very almost, you know, Inferno-esque in a way. You know, you're in purgatory and you have to fight your way back out and prove your worth to return to where you came from. So for the story, I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. I think there could be a little extra, a little more maybe, but it's pretty good. Overall for this game, I'm going to give this a 8 out of 10. It's a really solid game. The gameplay is really fun, really engaging, really addictive too. Like I was really starting to get into it in there too. Towards the end, when we were like trying to, the AI got a little bit more difficult and was like a lot more going on than earlier on. It seemed like the AI got progressively more difficult, and it was really interesting trying to deal with all that. So yeah, I have not yet played a Supergiant game that hasn't been good. Full stop so far. And this is just another one of those games that reinforces that sentiment. Really good game. Would recommend you to go out and get it if you like Supergiant games, if you're a fan of their stuff. Or if you like games like League of Legends that have that sort of type of gameplay. Where it's like one team versus another and you have like an objective that you have to do. This seems like a pretty interesting game. They also have like there was that multiplayer mode or whatever, that versus mode too. So there's potentially a player-to-player mode on this as well with this rite system, which could be interesting as well. So yeah, highly recommend it. It was local though, I don't think it was online. It was a local co-op or local versus mode. Or versus the computer, I think it said too. You can set up a CPU to fight against. So really good game, a lot of potential. It could go to a 9 out of 10. I don't know if it gets a 10 out of 10 territory. I don't think it quite gets there. For me, 10 out of 10s are it's a really high bar from 9 to 10. You have to have it's a pretty large gap. You know, it's not just oh, you're a 9, well, you can go to a 10. You have to go above and beyond to kind of get me to a 10. Like, you know, Mass Effect 2 sort of thing. Level of game for a 10 for me. This game gets close. Not quite. Yeah, I like the aesthetics. I like all the the kind of old west sort of vibe you got to this stuff and how things are like presented. Dialogue is good, the story is good, music is good, gameplay is good. Overall, good game. So yeah, that'll be it for. As for what type of game this is, I really don't know what genre this would be. It's without looking at Steam and figuring out what the genre is, I have no clue what the genre of this game is. So I couldn't really tell you. Some kind of strategy game, I guess, would be the best thing, kind of category I could shove it into, because there is that strategy you need during the raids combat to get through it. So some flavor of strategy game, essentially. Not an RTS specifically, but some kind of strategy game is what I would call this. Yeah. So thanks for watching. Comments, questions, link below. And I'll catch you for the next one of these. I'm not sure what we'll be doing, but I'll figure it out. We're going to be going to 26 episodes, so we got another 3 to do. And then we'll be wrapping up the season and doing all of the stuff that we're going to do for that. It's going to essentially be collating all the data. I don't know if we're going to do by publisher, because I don't think we really have any... We don't have enough games that are by the same publisher for that, but like genre, console that I played it on, not necessarily console that was released on, because a lot of games are multi-platform these days. So console played on, genre, I think I mentioned genre already. And we'll figure out some other categories to do too, potentially, but essentially what we're going to do is we're going to go through, we're going to collate all the data and figure out how things break down, average scores and whatnot, and the min and max scores for different genres based on the games we played. And maybe we'll put the publishers in there too, just to have them there to rank or something. And developers too, for that matter. But yeah, it should be an interesting little experiment to do with that last episode of the season sort of thing. It will not be part of episode 26, it'll be its own kind of season finale sort of episode. That'll be uploaded after that when it's done. But we're getting close. But yeah, so thanks for watching again, and I'll catch you guys in the next one of these, or some other video you're watching from me, or on stream potentially. I'll probably be streaming again by the time this goes on to YouTube. But yeah, catch you guys later.